Hello, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, and I would love it if you could share my video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute nautical theme wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. I got these at Joann's. We have a Joann's near us that was closing, so I got it at half off. This is from, I want to say Craft Outlet, but I don't know if that's the label they have. I'm not sure where I got it, but I know you can get it at Craft Outlet. I got this at Sam's Club, and this came from Old Time Pottery. I have my pipe cleaners I get from Hobby Lobby. My wreath frame is from Dollar Tree. The sign is from Dollar Tree. And let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is glue my pipe cleaners to my sign so it can have time to dry. I'm just going to cut away the string. I'm going to save this for when I put the pipe cleaners on the back. And I like to use a combination of E6000 and hot glue, and I use Gorilla hot glue sticks. You have to bear with me, I'm on my side of E6000. When you're adding your pipe cleaners to your sign, you have to be mindful of where they're going to be attached on the wreath. So like this one would be attached to the top, this on the bottom. I'm thinking I'm going to put this off to the side a little bit, so either way it will reach the frame. Then I just stick my pipe cleaners directly into the E6000, and then I'm going to use my hot glue gun. And I like to put a lot of hot glue. And then after I put the hot glue on, I like to take a tag, just any piece of cardboard, and put it around it. And that just helps secure it into place. Alright, I'm going to let the hot glue heat up, and I'm going to do this other one. After I attached my other pipe cleaner, I just stuck it to the side to let it dry. I've decided to add some mesh tubing. This is from Dollar Tree, but you could find probably sturdier tubing on Craft Outlet or other places. I just like the Dollar Tree stuff because it works perfectly, and they have a lot of different colors. So I'm going to start putting my pipe cleaners on my frame. I have 14 pipe cleaners. I'm going to add one to each crossbar on the center. I'll twist 3 times. And I twist 3 times just to make sure it's secure. Alright, I'm going to go around and finish the inside, and then I'll show you how I add on the outside. I have 6 ties on the center, and now I'm going to add the outside. I do 8 ties on the outside. So I'm just going to pick a random crossbar to start. I'm not going to start at this one. This one's messed up. So I'll go to this one. Alright, I just wrap it around the 2 outside rings, and I'm going to twist it 3 times. And instead of going to each crossbar, I'm going to lay my pipe cleaner along the frame, and where it ends is where I'm going to add my next one. And I'm kind of twisting up on this bar, the second from the outside bar. I just find it helps keep everything up instead of falling off to the side. Alright, I'm going to go around and finish the outside. Like I said before, I have 6 on the inside, 8 on the outside, and that gives me a total of 14. I'm also going to need 2 zip ties. I had them pushed to the side, forgot all about them. This is my favorite mesh to use. It's jute mesh. It's really soft, but it's also really sturdy. And it does come in other colors, but most of them have the brown running through them. So if you don't like brown, you might not, like this mesh that much. Personally, I love it. I love working with it. It doesn't hurt my hands at all. But it's also not too flimsy. Alright, I'm just going to add my zip tie to where my pipe cleaner is that has the pipe cleaner on the crossbar, and I just attach it around the center right here. Then I'm just going to push this to the back and just trim it away. Alright, I'm going to do 12-inch poofs, and my mat is upside down. I'm just going to use my mat to help me measure. I'm just going to hold it at the 12-inch mark. I take my hand like this and pull the mesh to the one. And then I'll add that into my pipe cleaner. I'm going to twist once and then pull this one to the outside. So it's about 1.5. And then I fluff my poof. I'll show you again. I'm going to line up my pipe cleaner with the 12-inch to make it straight. Pull it out to 1. And then add it into the pipe cleaner. And you can see I went through and opened all of the outside pipe cleaners. That just makes it easier when you're going around. And I push the inside ones that way so I don't accidentally grab them. And then as I'm going through on the outside, I leave them on the outside so the same thing doesn't happen on the inside. Alright, I'm going to go around and finish adding my poofs. Once I get to my last poof, I'm going to be using that first pipe cleaner that all we did was put a zip tie over. So I just pull it around the zip tie there and then add it in. So that makes it where it's a perfect circle. There's no gap or anything. So I'm just going to go through and open my inside ties. And then I'm going to pull the mesh to the closest pipe cleaner on the inside. And I'm going to twist it one good time just to pull the mesh in. And then I'm going to continue making 12-inch poofs. And then I do fluff as I go. You could wait till the end to fluff if you want to. I just like to do it as I'm going through. When I get to my last poof, I'm going to go ahead and make it. And then I'm going to open that first tie and then add my poof inside and then twist it again. And again, I end up with a perfect circle where there's no gaps. Then I'm just going to trim it away. I'm going to push it through to the back and attach it to my frame. I would suggest getting longer zip ties than what I have. This is all I have left. I need to get another container of them. And then trim it away. So here's the poof part. And I'm going to add ruffles. I'm going to use my rotary cutter and my cutting mat. You can use a heat tool if you want to. I actually just purchased one. I've only got to use it once. I made a flower wreath for my mom. I'll insert a picture here. If y'all want to see how I did that, just let me know and I can make another one and make a video. I had never used a heat tool before and it stinks and I had to wear a mask because I didn't like the smell. But it really does seal the mesh and I had zero fraying. I had absolutely no fraying at all, which was amazing. Because the mesh I used, I had dark purple and light purple. The light purple mesh was from Hobby Lobby and it was super flimsy and it cut it perfectly. Alright, I'm going to do 24-inch pieces and I like to measure it out, take my finger at the beginning, pull somewhere to the center, and then I just cut it. And I'm going to need 14 pieces, which comes out to be about the whole roll. Technically you could do 25 pieces, but sometimes when I do 25, my last one ends up short. So it's just easier to just do the 24. And you could do it larger if you want. I just like to only use one roll. I don't want to have another roll that has a lot left on it. So I just like to stick to the 24 inches. So I'm going to cut my mesh and then come back and do the ruffles. I have decided instead of doing just regular ruffles, I'm going to do a cruffle. So apparently what I was calling a woodland ruffle is actually a cruffle because I'm only using a 24-inch piece of mesh. I think what they said was a woodland ruffle is 30 to 36 inches. Again, I don't want to waste that much mesh. I just want to use what I have. So I have this little chip clip here. He's a little frog. And I'm going to use that to help me. So what I like to do, I'm going to try to show you. This mesh is already curling pretty well. I'll show you with the piece of this and a piece that's not super curly. is I want to roll it 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take my chip clip, hold it there, turn it around, and I like to put something heavy on it, it helps. And I'm going to do it again, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just going to ruffle it like you normally ruffle. You don't want these pieces sticking out like that. It makes it look messy. And I know this doesn't look like much, but once I add it, I'll show you how I fluff it. Make sure you can see. Okay. I'm going to add the center into my pipe cleaner. Oops, I'm losing pieces of mesh. I'm going to twist it 1.5, and then I'm just going to fluff it. This one I'm turning this way instead of that way. And it doesn't really matter which way you put it. But you end up with curls and you have the coverage of a ruffle. So let me grab a piece here that's not super curly. I'm losing all my mesh. Oh, goodness. Right, you're going to do the same thing. It just doesn't help you as much. And there they all went. All right. Put it right here. This is 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And then you just curl, curl, curl. I do 3. Clip it. Twist it around and do the same thing. Curl, curl, curl. And then you just ruffle. I'm going to add that into my wreath. 1.5. And you just kind of fluff it. The main reason I wanted to do that on this one is because I really want this brown to show more because of the brown in the sign I have. And this just gives you a little bit more brown. It doesn't cover it as much. Alright, I'm going to go through and finish doing all my cruffles. I might show you how I do the outside just so you can see that it's pretty much the same. When I'm adding the cruffles to the outside, I do the same thing. So I do, here, let me use my phone. It's heavier. So I just do 1, 2, 3. Clip it. And if you don't have a clip, you can also use your finger. And I can show you that in a second. 1, 2, 3. Make sure the sides are tucked in. And then ruffle. Okay, and I'm going to add it the exact same way. Going a little sideways. You do want to make sure it's pretty centered. And just kind of spread it out a little bit. And here I'll show you how to do it without a chip clip. You still want something heavy. So you do 1, 2, 3. Then you take that something heavy and you use that to hold it down. Then 1, 2, 3. And then you ruffle. When you get to the end, you can hold it with your other hand and just continue ruffling. It's a little bit harder and it might take a little bit more practice, but you don't have to have a clip. Alright, I'm almost done. I'll go through and finish this up. So this is what it looks like when I'm done with all my cruffles. Now I'm going to add my mesh tubing. You can see it matches the jute really well because this is jute mesh tubing. Okay, normally when I do mesh tubing, I do like a circle and then I put it in each one and it just kind of sticks out. But I was thinking for this one, I would like to have it go from each section. So what I'm going to do is just take it, stick it into the pipe cleaner, and just twist 1 time. And then go to the next one. Alright, so I put it in that section, then I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm only twisting once, and I'm making sure that it's kind of sticking out a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, I just want it to look like rope. And you could also use rope. Don't want any rhyme or reason to it, I just want it to be loops. I wrap my ribbon around the end of it just to make sure it's not going to slide off. And then I start counting here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I slide my scissors in, trim it away. And I have 7 pieces. I'm gonna need 14. I don't know if I have enough of this one, but we'll see. All right, and then once I go through and cut everything, I'm gonna take about 2 or 3 of them, fold them in half long ways, and cut from the wire to the crease to dovetail it. And you don't have to dovetail, you could leave them square, or you could also just do an angle cut. But I'm gonna go through and cut all my ribbon. I finished cutting all of my ribbons. I normally stack them, but since this is smaller ribbon, I'm just gonna grab them. I like to put the flimsier ribbon on top of the sturdier ribbon. I just feel like it fluffs better. So I just took it, made it even, folded in half, and then I'm just gonna pinch in the center. And you get this really cute little bow. I'm gonna stick it into the pipe cleaner. I'm gonna twist 3 times. And then I like to take a glue stick and roll down the pipe cleaner. And then I'll just create an X. And you could definitely use larger ribbon for this. These are the colors I had that looked good with it, so I went with it. Sometimes it's fun to use smaller ribbons when you always use larger ribbon. You want to make sure that you're twisting pretty tightly and rolling it down. And if you don't want to roll down your pipe cleaners, you can just trim them away. All right, after I went around and did the inside, I'm going to do the outside. I'm just going to fix my ribbon the same way. Make it even, fold it in half, crease it, and then I pinch at the crease. I'm going to add it into the pipe cleaner and twist 3 times. And you could have waited and done your jute on top of this. It's up to you how you want to layer everything. And since this is 1.5 inch ribbon, it doesn't cover as well, so I'm going to actually do an X this time. I finished adding all my ribbons. I had forgot to leave one out because I was short a blue one, so I just left this one like that. You could add 2 of this color if you wanted to. I'll just cover it up with my sign. Alright, I just like to twist it over. You don't have to. Alrighty. I think I want it right there on the side. I think I like the way that looks. So I am going to feed the pipe cleaners through to the frame. Alright, and twist it. And I'll show you how I do that on this part. Just separate my mesh. Figure out where I want to add it. I think I want it more that way, so I was in the wrong spot. Alright, I'm going to push it through to the back. I'm going to turn it over and show you. So I have this pulled to the back. You can see this is where I twisted my other one. And I'm just going to twist it. And I'm just over one of the bars. And then I just push it to the front. You can kind of see the pipe cleaner right here. We're going to want to cover that up. So just pull stuff over and it covers it right up. Alright, that's cute. You just go through and mess with your ribbons all you want and pull your rope around. And you can add all kinds of stuff to beach wreaths. You can add some shells or a bow or some different, you know, sea things like little anchors. But that's it. That's how I made my beach theme wreath. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can always email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for watching, and if you learned anything today or liked my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.